Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the Fast Start packet, okay? So the Fast Start packet, as you guys know, is this, what we used in the Real Results Party mock-up yesterday. When we did that demo, we had what we call the Fast Start packet. And the Fast Start packet is the planner, and this is a new planner, so you might not notice a whole bunch of changes. There's little subtleties that we've kind of tweaked. And we have recorded, however, the CD is completely new. So both of the audio CDs that are in there, they're new. So you want to make sure you get your hands on a new planner so you can kind of experience what your new brand partner is going to experience. But then there's this awesome Real Results Party toolkit. These are, as we know, they're already sold out. I told you guys things would sell out, so they already sold out. Don't go run out and try to buy them. They're gone. But we will have them ready to be ordered, hopefully Monday or Tuesday, for you to be able to purchase them online. So I'm just preparing everybody for that. But this tool, I'm gonna tell you what, guys, this is, I really truly believe, I mean, the branding folks have done an amazing job with this. I truly believe that this is gonna be a big, big takeaway from this event where people are gonna be able to sit down and really, really, really focus on the party. We know the party is the #1 thing to do with a new brand partner. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna talk about the Fast Start game plan. And the Fast Start game plan, that's actually not new terminology. That's actually, that language has been in our planner since the first day of the company. And really what the Fast Start game plan is, it's the game plan to get your new brand partner fast started. And we want to do as a company, if you notice this language, we want to get people off to a quicker start, and we want to get that Fast Start qualification percentage to go up. And the reason for that is that we know a new brand partner that gets Fast Start qualified actually recruits 7 times the amount of people and sells 10 times the amount of product in their Nerium career, just by that first month window. And the reason for that is it's that belief check, okay? So what we're gonna do is take you through that Fast Start game plan. If you noticed, when we used the example of when Mark Mishu joined the business as a brand partner, did you notice we had a preferred customer flow and then a brand partner flow that we took everybody through? Well, the brand partner flow, part of that was give them a Fast Start packet. It was send them to new brand partner training, book a Fast Start game plan within 48 hours, and then it was book their party right on the spot. So that's the sequence from a party. So you do a party to book a party. Then what you do is you get with that person either in person or over the phone, preferably in person. If they're long distance, you'll do it over the phone. And they don't need to wait on their kit. Their launch kit doesn't need to come in. Everything I'm showing you right now is downloadable in Party Central. Okay, Party Central is that new area of the website that'll be up by, I don't know if it's up right now, but by the end of the weekend, somewhere around there, it'll be there. All the links are there. All the documents are downloadable. All the videos are in there, so you'll be able to download everything. But this is the rhythm, the new brand partner rhythm, and that is you book a game plan, you connect them to the company, and you Fast Start qualify them. You want to really focus on those basics. One thing that we definitely notice is people are overwhelming their new brand partner. So they get them in, and it's kind of based on the knowledge that you have as a brand partner yourself, and you're trying to turn them in to a national marketing director overnight. And we have to really slow down to speed up. That new brand partner only needs to know how to get paid and promoted, their first check. That's the only thing we want to focus on with them. We don't, if you notice, even with a new brand partner, you're really, if you take the roadmap to Lexus, you're really not even focusing on the iPad right away with them, although you want to mention it because there are going to be some people that say, hey, I don't want to wait 60 days. I'm going to get this done in my first week, in my first 2 weeks, in my first 3 weeks. But in all reality, that's a 90-day roadmap. So really take that first 30 days. Now, if their first 30-day goals get done in their first week, hey, that's great. But we want to make sure that we set the expectations right with that new brand partner. So the rhythm is very, very important. I want to also talk real briefly about the difference between sponsoring someone and recruiting someone. Recruiting someone is just the act of signing them up on an application, okay? And there's a lot of people in this industry that are just raw recruiters. And they put big numbers on the board, and they recruit the world, and they get the recognition for being the top recruiter. And what I've always noticed is, in my 13 years in this industry, very few times is the top recruiter the top earner, very few times is the top recruiter the top producer, and very few times is the top recruiter have the biggest team. I know that sounds odd because you would think we always talk about recruit, and don't get out of it order. There's a difference between recruiting and sponsoring. See, the top sponsor may not have brought in the most people personally, but the top sponsor has brought in enough people and engaged with the people they brought in, and they're more effective with their people. So the difference between recruiting and sponsoring is the sponsor is someone that recruits their people and then truly sponsors them. They sit down, they slow down with them, they figure out who they are, who they sitting across the table from, they get their list, they engage with that person, they really get that party to happen quickly, and they take that person through that kind of success rhythm, and that's really what a sponsor does. So commit to help them succeed. Send them to New Brand Partner Training. New Brand Partner Training online does not replace a Fast Start game plan, and a Fast Start game plan doesn't replace the online training. Even though they're very similar, you want third party. The perfect game plan would go something like this. Craig joins the business. I give Craig a Fast Start packet. I send Craig home to go watch New Brand Partner Training. 24 to 48 hours later, Craig and I are at Starbucks, okay, and he's bringing his planner. He's watched New Brand Partner Training. By the time he's watched New Brand Partner Training, it makes my job easier to do the Fast Start game plan. He started his list. He might have taken some notes in the why section. He's kind of thumbed through the planner a little bit. Maybe he's listened to some of the CDs, but the Brand Partner Trainer itself has kind of set me up to be able to refer back to that training. So when you meet with someone and you're taking them to the planner, you can say, remember what they said in that training? Remember they said that the party was the fastest way to get Fast Start qualified? Remember they talked about how to get your first check? Remember they talked about how to get your bottles out? Remember they talked about connecting to the company? So you get to refer back to that third-party module, and it just makes your job a lot easier. We're gonna really focus on becoming a virtual New Brand Partner Training company. What I mean by that is we're gonna put a lot of that training in there. We're gonna systematize it. We're gonna clean it up, we're gonna tighten it up, and we're gonna put some modular-based training in there. So if you'll notice when you go to your next regional, we've really revamped the slides. Very effective, we're very excited about it. We showed the NMDs, the new regional slides that kind of correspond with what we're talking about here today. We've taken New Brand Partner Training out of the regional, and really if we've put the New Brand Partner Training into that virtual, online, and the Fast Start game plan, so we can have more time at the regional to focus on the 8-point system and what they need to know going forward. So we've made a lot of modifications to streamline that. The other thing is the 24 to 48 hours is important to get in front of that new brand partner, either over the phone or in person, because that's when they're excited, and the danger of being excited is that they're gonna go ahead and then start to talk to people. And when they're not equipped, they're probably gonna get no's, they're probably gonna get objections, they might get some negativity. And I would say if there was ever when a new brand partner is gonna quit, it's that time frame when they're the most excited, when they're most emotionally engaged, and they're trying to share this, why doesn't everybody see it like I see it? And they don't understand that not everybody's gonna see it like they see it. And that's why that game plan's important, where you get to spend time with them and say, okay, look, it's a real business, let's take some time, you're gonna get some no's, you're gonna get some yeses, and it's just an effective way to really launch your new brand partner. Okay, the next thing is, with that game plan, I wanna talk about not overwhelming somebody. I know I mentioned that before, but it's to put the emphasis on this. It just seems that the more we know, the more we wanna share. And if you really were to survey the national marketing directors, you'll find out that a national marketing director's game plan with somebody is so much less than what you think. You would think, well, an NMD must have the perfect pitch, and they probably really teach them how to make $100,000 a year, and they must have this amazing system on how to get someone started. An NMD has gone through so much learned knowledge and activity knowledge, and they've figured out and they've gotten it down to where they get someone in, they don't confuse them. They say, why are you here? Let's make your list. Let's book a party. Let's get you to the next event. They keep it very, 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 very simple. So it's really focusing on not overwhelming them. The other thing is get to know them. That's something that is often missed. You leave the game plan and you don't know who you sat down with. So really get to know them, because that's a tool that's gonna help you motivate them, inspire them, and move them to the party, to get their bottles out, to get to the live event. That's the tool that's gonna help you do that. It's really to help them launch their business and connect them to the company rhythm. Okay, the connection to the company rhythm is important. I would rather have you do a game plan, find out who you are sitting across from, and connect them to the company and have accomplished nothing else than to overwhelm them. Because I know if you connect them to the company, they'll get on the team call, they'll get on a Near You, they'll hear a company update call, maybe they'll put someone on a Wednesday Blitz call, and little by little, they'll start to engage with the company. I would rather see someone take a little bit longer time to engage than for you to overwhelm them. I think the ratio of overwhelming a new brand partner is a lot higher than we probably realize. So we get them in, but a lot of them we blow them out, okay, because we just dump information all over them. You got to realize that person hasn't been to an event like this. So especially when you come home from an event like this, you want to talk about sitting down with a new person and being overwhelming. Like, you have no idea. You have them handcuffed to the seat at Starbucks. It's like, that's called stalking, guys, okay? So don't stalk your people. The other thing is bring a Fast Start packet in case they don't have one or they don't show up with the one that you gave them. I think this is the safe zone when you do a Fast Start game plan. I'd really like you to write these down, and we'll have this training up online as well. But the takeaways, this is what you want to ask yourself. So when you do a game plan with somebody, this is what you want to ask yourself. Have I accomplished these things? If you can honestly say to yourself that you've accomplished the things that I've put up on the board here, and I'll read them off to you, you have won. You have done your job. If there's 5 more pages of things that you also accomplish, that's when you'll know you overwhelm them. So the first thing is determine their why. Help them create their list. Okay, some of you are going to help them call that list because maybe they don't have the courage yet to maybe even pick up the phone, so you maybe help them there. Schedule their real results party. Teach them how to get their bottles out. And schedule the next live event or call. So you're meeting with them on a Saturday, the next live event or call would be Sunday. You meet with them on a Thursday, or you meet with them on a Monday, the next live event would be that night near Nearham University. Okay, so you're always trying to get them to wherever that next thing is. Maybe it's a local market party. Maybe it's a regional. Okay, maybe it's a real results party for someone else that you're bringing them with you so they can experience it. So these 5 things, these are the only takeaways. If you can get incredibly good at these 5 things right here, you'll be super effective with that new brand partner. So determine their why, create and call through their list, schedule the real results party, teach them how to get their bottles out, product prospecting system, and schedule the next live event for them. Okay, let's talk real briefly about connecting them. Connecting them to the system. Probably something that's often missed is connecting them to the system. As a recruiter and a sponsor and a team builder, you have to rely on the system. Nothing big ever gets built in this industry or in this world without some type of a system. And yes, you might have your first brand partner, but by the time you get your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, or your sixth, you won't be able to continue to call them as aggressively and remind every single person on every single level of your organization on what they need to do every single day. So you really, if you want to grow exponentially and lift the lid off the growth of your business, you really want to rely on that system, connect them to the company. And I've gotten really some amazing feedback myself from people that, they got in, their cousins signed them up, they weren't that serious about the business, but the person did a good job at connecting them. And it was a national marketing director that was on the call that shared an inspirational story, and all of a sudden that person has blossomed in the business. So it wasn't necessarily the person that got them there. Your sponsors, their only real job is to get you there, but to plug you in. The other stories often will inspire that person more. So it's not necessarily the person that got you started. They just got you started. It's other people's stories. They're going to find other people to relate to. Very, very important. Okay, these are the goals in Fast Start qualification. And I think that we need to spend some time actually visually showing the new brand partner these goals. So it's really 3-year free. It's not a requirement to get that done your first 30 days, but we most certainly should shoot for it. So it's 3-year free, Fast Start qualification, explaining it to them, drawing it out on a piece of paper on what it looks like, and help them get that belief check. See, one of the things about being successful as a new brand partner, or at least achieving Fast Start qualification, is knowing what you need to get done. Sometimes when you get done with a game plan, what ends up happening is you've got a kind of a brain dump of information, so that by the time the game plan's over, the new brand partner is so overwhelmed that when you leave, they don't actually know what they need to accomplish. They don't know the first thing of what they need to accomplish. So when you're leaving the game plan, I think the most important thing on the way out of that game plan to that new brand partner is, hey, look, there's a lot of things you're going to learn. There's plenty of training. Don't worry about it. The only thing I want you to focus on is this, and it's that 3-year free and Fast Start qualification. You're going to take them through the Launch and Connect sheet when you sit down with them, book their party. I can tell you this for sure. You can send someone to a new brand partner training online. You can spend time with someone over the phone saying, book your party, these things are important. Nothing really replaces that. You read the plan to listen to the CD. Those things are all good things. But sitting down with someone, when you get in person with someone, or you physically take them through their planner and you say, what day this week works best, Tuesday or Wednesday for your party? There's nothing more powerful than you feeding them into the dates and booking them and taking them through that actual funnel. So one thing that I'd like to convey, leaving this event for sure, is let's go and spend the time. Let's slow down to speed up. I believe the Real Results Party system and tool that we launched, in the Fast Start packet system, where you're sitting down right at the party, the second you recruit someone and you're giving them the packet, you're taking them through some information, you're booking their party, you're booking a game plan, you're keeping it simple, and you're only focusing on Fast Start qualify them, get in their living room, book more parties from each party. I believe that truly will be the next level of the company. So guys, I appreciate that. It was just real quick on the Fast Start packs. This is my last session of the day. I want to thank you guys for doing an amazing job. Our next speaker, obviously, as you know, will be absolutely incredible. So this is not the time. We're almost done. Do not move, do not leave, do not do anything, but glue yourself to the seat right now. I promise you that. But for Tammy and I, for you as a team, have just been absolutely amazing, and the energy and the camaraderie, it doesn't go unnoticed. We truly appreciate it. We look forward to partying with you guys tonight. Take care, everyone.